Golden Remnants. It began with a smell. Not the coppery tang of fresh blood or the sour stench of decay, but something subtler. Something ancient. Dust and mildew fused with old grease, the scent of a place long since abandoned by man but not by memory. Tyler Raines pushed open the warped metal door, his flashlight slicing through the darkness of the old pizzeria like a scalpel. Freddy Fazbear's, the faded sign outside had read. The letters had peeled off years ago, but the legends, urban myths whispered in basement forums and on blood-slicked YouTube channels, had never quite died. 3 nights. That's all, he muttered, speaking more to his own anxiety than to the silence around him. His breath misted in the cold air. He had been hired by a private collector, some eccentric millionaire who wanted authentic parts from the infamous Freddy Fazbear animatronics. Tyler thought it was bullshit at first. A scavenger job. Easy cash. He didn't believe in ghosts. He didn't believe in Golden Freddy. Not yet. He stepped deeper into the ruins, the flashlight catching on broken tiles and ancient pizza boxes rotted to pulp. Faded posters of happy cartoon bears and bunnies hung like funeral banners. His boots crunched on debris, sending echoes skittering down the long, silent hallway. The security office still had power, strangely. A generator somewhere in the bowels of the building still ticked like a heart. Tyler flicked the camera system on. Grainy static flooded the screen, but he could make out some shapes. The dining hall. The stage. Pirate Cove. And then, in one frame, CAM4A, a flicker. A golden figure slumped in the corner, limp like a discarded doll. Head tilted. Lifeless. Golden Freddy. Tyler stared. No way. He blinked, and the image was gone. He leaned in. Static. When he returned to the hallway, the temperature had dropped sharply. The flashlight flickered. A whisper scratched through the air. Not quite a word. More like the creak of old servos waking after years of slumber. Tyler turned. At the far end of the hallway, beneath a flickering exit sign, stood the golden animatronic. Its hollow eye sockets bled darkness. Jaw unhinged. Slumped like a marionette without strings. It didn't move. Tyler raised the flashlight. "I don't have time for this," he muttered, voice cracking. "Just scrap parts. That's it." He took a step forward. Golden Freddy vanished. Not ran. Not walked. Vanished. Tyler froze. Then, from the ceiling above, a low metallic laugh creaked through the pipes, inhuman, warbled, stretched through years of silence like it had to claw its way out of the ether. Tyler didn't scream. He wasn't the screaming type. He stood there, rooted like a gravestone, pulse pounding in his ears. The laugh had stopped, but the silence that followed was worse. Thick. Watching. He rubbed his eyes. "Not real," he whispered. "It's sleep deprivation. Audio hallucination. My brain's just playing tricks." He moved again, more carefully this time, toward the maintenance room. The collector's instructions were clear: the most valuable parts were in the service tunnels beneath the pizzeria. That's where the early models had been dismantled after the closure, the original Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica. But none were as rare or infamous as Golden Freddy. It was supposedly scrapped decades ago, after the bite of 83. Or 87, depending on who you asked. Yet the forums always whispered, he never left. Tyler found the elevator near the prize counter, half hidden behind a crumbling cardboard cutout of Balloon Boy. He pried the rusted gate open with a crowbar and descended. The tunnels below were worse. Concrete walls choked in black mold. Wires like vines hung from the ceiling. The smell was thicker here, burnt plastic and something else. Rot. He kept his flashlight moving, careful not to let the shadows breathe too long. He turned a corner. Stopped. There, propped against the far wall, was a severed animatronic head, golden, with a cracked snout and one black, empty socket. Jesus Christ, Tyler breathed. It wasn't moving. It didn't laugh. But something about the way its jaw hung open, like it had just finished whispering, made him step back. He lifted it carefully. Old tech. Circuits fused. Exposed wires like veins. It felt cold in his hands. And then, ping. The lights in the tunnel flickered. A glitch in the grid? A surge? No. A message had flashed on the wall-mounted monitor across the hall. Tyler stepped closer. Camera system active. Intruder detected. Return him to US. Tyler backed away, dropping the head. Nope. No. Screw this. The air trembled. From behind him, the sound of metal scraping on tile. Slow. Deliberate. Inescapable. He spun around. And there it was again. Golden Freddy. Closer now. Upright. Standing. The head he had just dropped was gone. Tyler turned and bolted. The tunnel seemed longer now, warped. Every hallway led to another wrong corner. Every turn brought him back to the same hallway where Golden Freddy had stood. But now there were more. Eyes in the dark. Old posters began to move, faces twitching, smiles stretching unnaturally wide. The PA system crackled to life. Musical note, it's time to rest, so close your eyes, musical note. Musical note, forever trapped where children cry, musical note. Tyler screamed. Not words. Just panic. The kind that burns your throat and fills your lungs with ash. He ran. Past the carousel of broken animatronic parts. Past the scratched walls and old birthday banners stained with something not cake. He reached the security office again, slammed the door shut, and locked it. The monitors buzzed. All cameras showed the same thing now. Golden Freddy. In every hallway. Every room. Standing. Waiting. Watching. One feed, CM6, was black. Then it blinked on. And showed Tyler. Inside the security office. But behind him, barely out of frame. A flicker of gold. Tyler spun around. Nothing there. But the camera feed had shown something. A shape. A shadow. A golden shimmer at the edge of vision. It was like Freddy wanted to be seen, not fully, not yet, just enough to be known. Tyler backed into the corner, breathing hard. He grabbed the crowbar and checked the office door. Still locked. He checked the vents. Clear. But the lights flickered, again, and this time, when they came back on, one of the old party hats was sitting on the desk. He hadn't seen it before. Still warm. Okay, think, he said aloud. You're here for parts. The collector wants something specific. Golden Freddy. That's the goal. But why? Why pay so much money for parts from an animatronic that shouldn't exist anymore? He pulled out his phone, trying to open the collector's original email, but it was scrambled. The text was corrupted, lines of code bleeding into black symbols. Remnant must be preserved. He knows you. Tyler dropped the phone. He wasn't alone here, and hadn't been since the moment he stepped inside. The phrase echoed in his mind. He knows you. What did that mean? He tried to push it down, but memories began crawling back up. His little brother, Darren. The birthday party. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, this very location, years ago. Darren had disappeared that night. 1 second laughing with the others near Pirate Cove, the next, gone. They said he ran away. That kids did that sometimes. But Tyler never believed it. Because he had seen something. A flash of gold in the hallway. Back then, it was just a glimpse. Now, it was a reckoning. He had returned to the place that had taken his brother. And something remembered. The monitors flickered again. Golden Freddy now sat in the security office chair, in the feed, though the chair beside Tyler remained empty. Then, slowly, in real time, the chair began to creak. Tyler's breath caught in his throat. It was like time had bent. Like the feed wasn't showing the past, but the future. A future only Golden Freddy controlled. The animatronic didn't move, yet somehow it felt closer. Its empty sockets never blinked, but he could feel them watching. Not just looking, recognizing. "You were there," Tyler whispered. It wasn't just Darren. Others had vanished too. Children. Guards. A technician in 1993. The files were sealed, but the forums pieced it together. Some said the animatronics were haunted. Possessed by restless spirits, remnants of broken childhoods. But Golden Freddy wasn't like the others. He didn't move on stage. He didn't dance or laugh or sing. He waited. He remembered. And now, he wanted Tyler to remember too. Tyler opened the drawer under the desk. Inside, a photograph. It hadn't been there before. Dust-covered, the image showed 5 children. Grinning. One of them was Darren. Another was a boy Tyler didn't recognize, face circled in black ink, eyes crossed out. Scrawled in blood-red marker across the bottom. "The one you forgot is the one who never forgot you." He dropped the photo. The vent to his left groaned open. A golden hand emerged, slow, mechanical, reaching. Tyler screamed, scrambling to the other side of the room. The hand paused midair. Then slowly, retreated. But the message was clear. Golden Freddy could get in, whenever he wanted. This wasn't about collecting parts. This was about collecting him. Tyler sat in the darkness for what felt like hours, but the monitors never stopped flickering. Golden Freddy appeared in every feed now, still, yet closer with every blink, every heartbeat. Like some corrupted god of forgotten childhood, waiting to be remembered. He couldn't leave. Every hallway camera showed the same, blocked exits, slamming metal doors, thick shadows where animatronic limbs twitched. And worse, he was starting to hear voices. Children's voices. Whispers behind the walls. Laughter down the vents. "You let him die. You stood there and watched. You're just like him." He stood, shaking, and tore the photograph apart. "None of this is real," he shouted into the empty air. "It's all a hallucination. Gas leak, mold, something." But even as he said it, he didn't believe it. Because the air was too still. The cameras were too precise. The pain in his temples, in his memory, was too sharp to ignore now. He remembered the birthday. The gift box in the arcade. The way Darren had begged him to take him to the back room, the one the employees said was off limits. He remembered the dare. And the golden bear suit, slumped in the corner of the out-of-service party room C, someone had said it was just a shell. A costume. Nothing more. But it had moved. Tyler had run. And when he came back, Darren was gone. The staff said nothing. They wiped the footage. Cops shrugged. No witnesses. But Tyler had known. And now, Golden Freddy knew he remembered. The monitors fizzled, then went black. Only one remained active now, CAM-7. A new room. Tyler didn't recognize it. It was deep underground. Bare walls. A wooden chair bolted to the floor. Shackles. A spotlight above. Something sat in the chair. At first, it looked like Golden Freddy, but no. It was someone inside the suit. Barely visible through a ripped seam at the neck, a human eye. Clouded. Open. Dead. Tyler stared in horror. The camera glitched, then text scrawled across the screen. He never left. Neither will you. The lights in the office shut off. From behind, the door creaked open on its own. Golden Freddy stood there. Not slumped. Not flickering. Alive. But not moving. As if inviting him. Tyler didn't want to go. But his legs moved on their own, each step heavy with guilt and gravity. He followed Golden Freddy down the corridor. The animatronic glided, not walked. Silent. Patient. Almost mournful. They passed the old party rooms, now rotted and dark. Flashbulbs from ancient birthday photos burned briefly on the walls before fading again into nothing. And then, at the end of the hallway, a door Tyler had never seen. It opened. The room from CAM 7. The spotlight flicked on. The chair was empty now. But not for long. Golden Freddy turned to him, the mask splitting open. Inside the cavity, bones. Rotted muscle. A child's shoe still fused to the spring lock. Darren's remains. Tyler fell to his knees, sobbing. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "I didn't know. I didn't know he was alive in there." The room responded with silence. Golden Freddy raised a hand. And pointed to the chair. Tyler stared at the chair. The rusted shackles gleamed faintly in the spotlight, like open mouths waiting to bite. Beneath the chair, a dark stain stretched outward, old, viscous, still somehow damp. The air smelled of oil, blood, and something else, something ancient and alive. Golden Freddy didn't speak. He never had. But the message was clear. Sit. Tyler's legs shook. "Why me?" he choked out. "Why not take anyone else?" Golden Freddy tilted his head. A slow, unnatural motion, like watching a dead thing remember what movement feels like. Then, from behind Tyler, a rustle. He turned. The walls of the chamber were changing, flickering like old film strips. Each segment lit up with visions, flashes of memory, shards of truth. Darren in the arcade, smiling. Tyler shoving the golden suit door closed as a joke, laughing. Then, the scream. The spring locks snapping. The blood. The staff dragging Tyler away, muffling his cries. Then silence. The wall darkened again, leaving only Tyler and the chair. "I didn't know," he whispered. "I didn't know he was still inside." Golden Freddy took a step forward. His suit let out a low groan, like the sound of 100 memories collapsing under their own weight. "But you never told." Tyler heard the voice not through his ears, but inside his bones. Like it had been buried in him all this time. He fell to his knees. "I was scared. I was a kid. I didn't," he stopped. There was no excuse. And Golden Freddy was not offering forgiveness. The chair creaked. Golden Freddy reached out, one heavy metal hand brushing Tyler's shoulder. Tyler flinched. And then he understood. It wasn't about revenge. It wasn't about punishment. Golden Freddy was tired. He didn't want to hurt anyone else. He wanted to rest. But he couldn't, not while his soul, his mind, his remnant was still tangled with Tyler's guilt. The boy who left the door locked. The boy who forgot. The boy who remembered too late. And so, Golden Freddy had waited, not to kill Tyler, but to make him part of him. The final piece. Tyler rose. Walked slowly to the chair. Saturday. The shackles locked into place on their own, cold metal against his wrists and ankles. The spotlight dimmed. Golden Freddy stepped forward. Opened his chest cavity. Inside, wires. Lights. Bits of memory. And Darren's eyes. For the first time, Golden Freddy spoke aloud. A low, rasping croak of sound. Time to join the show. The chest closed. The lights went out. Tyler didn't scream. 1 week later. The news article was short. Urban explorer found dead in abandoned pizzeria. Authorities have confirmed that the body of Tyler Raines, 27, was discovered in the underground maintenance tunnels of the long-defunct Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Investigators described the scene as highly unusual, noting that the victim was found seated in an old animatronic chair with signs of mechanical tampering to the skull and spinal cord. No foul play is suspected. The area has since been sealed off to prevent further trespassing. Locals report flickering lights and children's laughter near the site at night. Police claim it's due to residual power lines. Current camera feed, Cam 7. A golden animatronic sits in the chair now. Its body bulkier. Heavier. It twitches sometimes. Glitches. And when the lights flicker, if you watch close enough, you'll see a second face. Just beneath the mask. Mouth open. Eyes wide. Still trying to scream. The laptop screen flickered with static before stabilizing into a hazy video feed. A man sat alone in a windowless room lit by old CRT monitors. Around him, rusted servos, circuit boards, stuffed limbs, mask fragments. A shrine of mechanical ghosts. In the corner, a crate marked, "Property of Fazbear Entertainment, do not open." The man adjusted his glasses. Clicked open a folder labeled Golden Remnants, Cycle 13 complete. He smiled. Behind him, a distorted figure on one of the monitors twitched, faintly visible. A golden silhouette in a darkened room. The man spoke into a voice recorder. Subject, Tyler Raines. Profile matched perfectly with emotional trigger patterns, guilt, unresolved trauma, sibling loss. He responded to the bait protocol as predicted. Curiosity mixed with obsession. Risk appetite high. History with the site confirmed. Residual remnant activity peaked within 24 hours of exposure. Golden Freddy has reintegrated. Entity appears satiated. Temporarily. Until the next fracture. He closed the laptop and turned toward the crate. Ran a hand across its lid. Whispered, almost lovingly. "You're still hungry, aren't you?" The room buzzed with ambient electronic hum, like whispers stuck in a loop. The collector stood and approached a nearby wall, covered in Polaroids. Each photo showed a different person: explorers, guards, thrill seekers, occult investigators. Their names scratched underneath. Tyler's was the most recent. He pinned a new photo beside it. A grainy screenshot from CAM 7. Golden Freddy, twitching. Face layered. A scream trapped behind metal. The collector stepped back and nodded. Cycle 14 begins. 2 months later. A woman's boots splashed through the rain as she stepped across the police tape outside the old pizzeria. Her name was Lena Cross, a paranormal investigator with a YouTube channel known for fake hauntings and shock value exposés. But this one felt different. The rumors had intensified. Lights in the basement. Voices from the broken vents. A golden bear, always watching. Lena raised her camera. "Hey, guys. Lena here. You won't believe what I just found. This abandoned Freddy's has a secret tunnel the cops never found. And guess what? We're going in, live." She smiled for the lens, unaware of the motion in the dark behind her. A flicker. A glitch. A low laugh, barely audible. But not her laugh. Camera 07, live feed, online. The chair is empty again. For now. But the walls shimmer faintly with heat. Not from power. From presence. Golden Freddy stands behind the lens now. Waiting. Not for revenge. But for remembrance. Because the curse isn't death. It's being remembered forever by the wrong people.